Hi, I'm Ning Mendoza from Novaliches High School. I will be your teacher facilitator for today's lesson. Our lesson for today is secondary storage. For our learning competency, plan and prepare for installation. Secondary storage. At the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to: number 1, identify what are the different secondary storage used in computer. Number 2, compare the different secondary storage. And number 3, value the importance of secondary storage. Secondary storage, also known as external memory or auxiliary storage, differs from primary storage that is not directly accessible by the CPU. The computer usually uses its input-output channels to access secondary storage and transfer the desired data to primary storage. Secondary storage is non-volatile, meaning it retains data when its power is shut off. Modern computer systems typically have two orders of magnitude more secondary storage than primary storage because secondary storage is less expensive. Storage drives. Storage drives reads or writes information on magnetic or optical storage media. The drive can be used to store data permanently or to retrieve information from a media disk. Storage drives can be installed inside the computer case, such as a hard drive or solid-state drive. For portability, some storage drives can connect to the computer using a USB port, a firewire port, or an SCSI port. These portable storage drives are sometimes referred to as removable drives and can be used on multiple computers. Storage media. Storage media or storage medium is the physical material on which a computer keeps and retrieves electronic data, instructions, and information. It refers to a physical device or component in a computing system that receives and retains information relating to applications and users. Now, what is the difference between storage drives and storage media or medium? The difference between them is the storage drives is where we insert the storage media or medium. What are the types of secondary storage devices? We have two types of secondary storage devices. The first type is the internal storage device. These are installed inside the system unit or inside a laptop or mini laptop. An example of internal storage device is the hard disk drive or HDD. It uses magnetism, which allows you to store data on a rotating platter. It has a read-write head that floats above the spinning platter for reading and writing of the data. The faster the platter spins, the quicker an HDD can perform. HDD also consists of an I/O controller and firmware which tells the hardware what to do and communicates with the remaining system. Another example of internal storage is the solid-state drive or SSD. It is a non-volatile storage device that stores and retrieves data constantly on solid-state flash memory. However, this data is stored on interconnected flash memory chips instead of platters, which makes them faster than HDDs. It provides better performance compared to HDD. Traditional hard drives are magnetic. Magnetic hard drives have drive motors designed to spin magnetic platters and the drive heads. In contrast, the newer solid-state drives or SSDs do not have moving parts. Because there are no drive motors and moving parts, the SSD uses far less energy than the magnetic hard drive. Non-volatile flash memory chips manage all storage on an SSD, which results in faster access to data, higher reliability, and reduced power usage. SSDs have the same form factor as magnetic hard drives and use ATA or SATA interfaces. SSDs can be installed as a replacement for magnetic drives. Now, what are the difference between an HDD and SSD? There are so many factors to consider in choosing what to buy, whether an HDD or SSD. In terms of price, the HDD is cheaper than an SSD. In terms of capacity, an HDD has a little more advantage than SSD. Why? Because you can have plenty of spaces at a cheaper price. In terms of reliability and durability, SSDs are more reliable and durable. Because since an SSD has no moving parts, if you accidentally drop your laptop, your data is more likely to be much protected, unlike the HDD. Since it has moving parts, if you accidentally drop the laptop or HDD, some of the parts might collide that makes you lose the files or data in your corrupted HDD. In terms of lifespan, HDDs are said to be more than SSDs. In terms of speed, the SSD is faster in reading and writing data than an HDD. In terms of noise, since HDD has moving parts, it is noisier than SSD that has no moving parts. In terms of power consumption, HDD uses more power than SSD, meaning if you are using an SSD, the battery of your laptops will have longer hours of using than an HDD. What are the types of connector used by internal storage device? These are the cables needed if you have a solid-state drive kind of internal storage. The SATA data cable is used to connect the SSD or optical drive to the motherboard, while the SATA power cable is used to connect the SSD to the power supply unit. These are the cables needed if you have a hard disk drive kind of internal storage. This EIDE data cable is used to connect the HDD or optical drive to the motherboard, while the 4-pin Molex power cable is used to connect the HDD to the power supply unit. What are the types of controller used by internal storage device? Using the SATA data cable, you will connect the SSD to the motherboard by attaching the SATA data cable in the SATA controller that has yellow box. The SATA power cable that is connected in the power supply unit will be attached in the SATA controller of SSD that has red box. Using the EIDE data cable, you will connect the HDD to the motherboard by attaching the EIDE data cable in the EIDE controller that has yellow box. The 4-pin Molex power cable that is connected in the power supply unit will be attached in the EIDE controller of HDD that has red box. How to identify storage capacity? In identifying storage capacity, if you are holding the hard disk drive or solid-state drive, you will see the storage capacity in the label at the top of the HDD or SSD like in the picture. To check the capacity of your hard disk drive or solid-state drive, first click the File Explorer, look for this PC icon, right-click it, then click Manage.
The computer management window will be open. Then look for this management, click it again. Then you will now see in this part the capacity of your hard disk drive or solid state drive. The laptop I'm using has 2 terabytes capacity of solid state drive.
In identifying storage capacity using the hard drive information on BIOS, first reboot the PC or computer. Next, access the BIOS. Under System Information, look for the size in the details about the installed HDD or SSD. The second type of secondary storage devices is the external storage devices. These are portable storage devices that stores information outside a computer. Such devices may be permanently attached to the computer, may be removable, or may use removable media. Floppy diskette or floppy disk is a storage media capable of storing electronic data like a computer file. These magnetic floppy disks can store 720 kilobytes or 1.44 megabytes of data. In a computer, the floppy drive is usually configured as the A drive. The floppy drive can be used to boot the computer if it contains a bootable floppy disk. A 5.25-inch floppy drive is older technology and is seldom used. This kind of drive is not available nowadays. But even though the floppy drive and diskette are not available anymore, it is still important to know the history or where did the storage devices, particularly the external storage, started. Data cartridge is the magnetic tape storage cartridge used in tape library units to store digital data on magnetic tape, which is packaged in cassettes and cartridges. Data cartridges are also known as tape cartridges. Optical media or optical discs are storage media that use laser technology to store data into a circular, plastic, or metallic disc. The data in the disk are accessed by the use of an optical disk drive or ODD. An optical disk drive is a storage device that uses lasers to read data on the optical media. We have another type of optical drive, which is the external optical drive. The difference between an ordinary optical drive and external optical drive is the ordinary optical drive is connected internally in the system unit, while the external optical drive is handy and can be connected in the USB port. The external optical drive is usually used if you don't have an optical drive in your laptop or desktop. We have three types of optical disc. The first one is the compact disc. Also known as the CD, is the most widely used optical disc with a standard capacity of around 700 MB or megabytes. There are four types of CD: the CD-ROMs, CDRs, CDRWs, and the mini CD. CD-ROM stands for Compact Disc Read-Only Memory. CDR is Compact Disc Recordable. CDRW is Compact Disc Rewritable, while the Mini CD is Mini Compact Disc. The second type of optical disc is the Digital Versatile Disc or DVD. It is better than CDs in terms of capacity. It looks like a CD but has a capacity of 4.7 gigabytes, which is 17 times the capacity of a CD. DVDs can be accessed by the use of a DVD drive. All DVD drives can also read CDs. Like the CDs, DVDs have also DVD-ROM, DVD recordable, DVD rewritable, and mini DVD. The third type of optical disc is the Blu-ray disc or BD. BD is a new generation optical disc with the same dimension and look as a DVD or CD, but has a higher capacity. Blu-ray still uses laser technology, but of a different wavelength than the one used for CDs and DVDs, which is called blue laser, but the real color of ray is violet. A Blu-ray disc can store 25 to 50 gigabytes of data, which is between 5 to 10 times compared to a DVD. The use of BD is in high-definition video. Blu-ray disc can be read with a Blu-ray player. We have four types of CD, DVD, and BD. ROMs, or read-only memories, are optical discs with pre-installed data such as music, movies, and programs. Data or information inside the optical disc could not be altered and are only available for access or reading. They are read by an optical disc drive. When you buy an optical media that has content in it already, you called it ROM. The kind of optical media used in writing or burning this kind of CD or DVD or BD is recordable. Another type of CD, DVD, and BD is recordable. It is an optical disc where one can store or write data using a writer, and once written into the optical disc, it stays there permanently. This optical disc is also known as the write once. CDR, DVD-R, or BD-R is used to store data such as music, movies, word processing, and spreadsheet files and other data for future access. Recordable kind of optical media can only be recorded once, meaning if you write or burn songs, movies, or files in a blank one, you have to be sure what to write or burn, because if you accidentally chosen the wrong songs, movies, or files, it cannot be undone. The third type of CD, DVD, and BD is the rewritable. It is an optical disc wherein data stored inside can be altered, erased, and then saved again. These are versatile disks since they can be used as a temporary storage for work in progress. The RW or rewritable kind of optical media is usually used in burning or writing files, in which when you open a file in a rewritable CD and edit the content, you can still save it and overwrite the previously saved file. The last type of CD, DVD, and BD is the mini. Minis are CDs, DVDs, and BDs in a smaller size format, also known as the 3-inch CDs or DVDs or BDs. They function just like the standard optical discs but in a smaller capacity, which is one-third capacity of each optical media. Mini CD, mini DVD, or mini BD is usually used in gadgets like PSP. Now, let us compare the three optical drives. The CD drive can only read a CD, while the DVD drive can read the CD as well as the DVD. And the BD drive can read all of the three, the CD, the DVD, and the VD. Flash drive, also known as USB flash drive, data stick, pen drive, memory stick, keychain drive, and thumb drive. A flash drive is a portable storage device with a USB connector and has a capacity of 1 gig to 128 gig. Flash drives are durable, more reliable in data storage, a lot smaller compared to a floppy disk, has a large data capacity, fast and cheaper in terms of cost per memory space. Flash drives have no moving parts. It is simply connected to the USB ports of the computer, and USB ports appear on almost all available PCs and laptops. External hard disks are disks with enclosure and made of plastic or aluminum. The popular size is either the 3.5-inch used for desktop computers or 2.5-inch used for laptop computers. The 3.5-inch hard disk normally requires external power to operate, whereas the 2.5-inch simply connects to the computer via the USB port without additional external power. Memory cards or flash memory cards are solid-state electronic data storage devices that use flash memory. Flash memory is a non-volatile, meaning does not require power to maintain the information stored in it. Memory that can be electrically erased and reprogrammed, which is used for general-purpose storage and data transfer used in cellular phones, digital cameras, video cameras, handheld devices, PDAs, video game consoles, and other electronic gadgets. We have different types of memory cards. The first one is the compact flash or CF. It was first produced in 1994 by SanDisk, and it is a flash memory mass storage device mostly used in digital cameras. This memory has high capacity and reliability. The ruggedness and toughness of this card makes it a better choice by photographers out in the field. Another type of memory card is the memory stick. It is another flash memory card manufactured by Sony in 1998 for its wide range of products including digital camera, video, cellular phones, PDAs, PSP, and in other devices. It comes in several types as follows: Memory Stick Pro, Memory Stick Duo, Memory Stick Pro Duo, and Memory Stick Pro HG. Another type of memory card is the multimedia card or MMC. It is a standard flash memory card mostly used in cellular phones introduced by Siemens AG and SanDisk in 1997. It has a dimension of 24 millimeters by 32 millimeters by 1.4 millimeters, which is as big as a postage stamp. Another type of memory card is the Secure Digital or SD. It is a flash memory card with a dimension of 24 millimeters by 32 millimeters by 2.1 millimeters. This card was developed by Panasonic, SanDisk, and Toshiba in 1999 to be used for digital cameras, mobile phones, PDAs, handheld computers, video game consoles, and GPS receivers. Another type of memory card is the mini SD card. It is a card for use with cellular phones, digital cameras, and MP3 players. This was released by SanDisk last 2003. It has a small form factor and a dimension of 21.5 millimeters by 20 millimeters by 1.4 millimeters. These cards can be used in gadgets that use SD cards by using an adapter. The last type of memory card is the micro SD. It is the smallest removable flash memory in the market, almost the size of a fingernail at 15 millimeters by 11 millimeters by 0.7 millimeters, designed for use in cellular phones. Micro SD often includes an adapter so it can be used in gadgets using SD but not on mini SD. This kind of memory cards are the cards I know you used in your gadgets like cell phones and tablets. Which storage devices are used today? Most computers today primarily use an SSD to store information, as well as the ability to use USB flash drives and access to cloud storage. Most desktop computers and some laptops include a disk drive that is capable of reading and writing CDs and DVDs. What storage device has the largest capacity? For most computers, the largest storage device is the hard disk drive or solid-state drive. However, network computers may also have access to larger storage with large tape drives, cloud computing, or network-attached storage or NAS devices like Google Drive and OneDrive. Thank you for watching and happy learning! Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for your video lessons in TLE. Just search for Ma'am Ning Mendoza. Thank you!